This training video is brought to you by the Alpha Initiative, a partnership between Zoetis and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Today, we're going to learn more about two very important things in poultry. 1. Good quality water, and 2. The litter. Chickens drink more than they eat, about 2 times more in normal temperature, but up to 4 times if it is very hot. To keep them comfortable in the process, the litter should also be of good quality and it should absorb moisture and not contain dust or contaminants. Birds should have access to clean and cool water at all times, and keeping the drinking system clean in the poultry house in this climate is a challenge. If you see the litter becoming wet, it is a first sign that there is something wrong. Once litter gets too wet, it is difficult to get it right again. It is important to use the right material and to inspect the litter on a daily basis. This and many more would we learn from Dr. Emeka.
Water is very important for the birds. Water intake depends upon the feed intake, the feed composition, age of the birds. It is important to monitor changes in water intake because this can be a signal that there is a problem. If you see a sudden increase in water consumption, first check if there are no leaks. An increase in water intake can be a sign of disease. If birds drink too little, maybe the drinking system is blocked. The chick will look drowsy and the crop content will be hard. First, there are a few basic things you can test. You can take the water in a glass at the point of entry and at the point where the birds drink. Your water should be clear, not cloudy, not yellow or brown. It should not smell bad. And if you leave it to stand, there should be no sediment.
Now, let us focus on litter. Doctor, what is good quality litter and how can we make the burdens very comfortable for the birds throughout the whole cycle?
When the birds arrive, the litter is important to insulate them from the cold floor. It is also important to absorb moisture from the droppings of the bed and also from the leakage in the drinking system. We have different types of litter. We have rice hulls, we have straw, and we have wood shavings.
I use wood shaving I get from local sawmillers. How do I know that if this particular wood shaving is of good quality?
Wood shavings are good to absorb moisture, but you have to check if it does not contain too much of dust and if it's not contaminated with mold. Once the litter gets too wet, it is difficult to make it dry again. So check every day if needed to make it loose again and add more litter material. Wet litter is not comfortable for the birds. It feels cold and they will avoid these wet areas. Other consequences of wet litters are irritations of the skin when the birds walk or rest on them. You will see foot pad lesions, hawk burns, and breast blisters.
To give the young chicks a good start, it is important to provide clean and good quality litter material. To avoid wet litter problems, check the water system and the droppings of the birds every day. To grow chickens successfully, we need to provide clean water and dry litter for the birds at all times. Make sure you check the drinking system and the litter condition every day.
This training video is brought to you by the Alpha Initiative, a partnership between Zoetis and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.